Let me pose a query that could sting somewhat. How much strength have you depleted striving to demonstrate your worth to those who barely notice? Ponder it. How frequently have you lingered, gadget-clutched, composing an update or positioned at a discussion, detailing your ambitious scheme, anticipating that gesture of endorsement, that surge of pleasure that suggests achievement before any true effort commences? We inhabit a society that encourages you to publicize your daily routine. Display your successes. Display your meals. Display your hustle. Yet permit me to disclose the stark fact few concede. Numerous vocalize their endeavors because they dread the genuine implementation. They proclaim their strategies because the acclaim simulates victory. But acclaim is not victory. Acclaim is an addiction. And each instance you disclose your objectives prematurely, craving affirmation for an ambition yet unrealized, you are dissipating the precise drive essential to fulfill it. A neurological explanation underlies this cycle of setback. When you broadcast your aims broadly, I plan to initiate that enterprise in 2026. I aim to drop 30 pounds. I intend to compose that manuscript. Your brain secretes dopamine. It misleads you. It provides the biochemical gratification of triumph without necessitating the labor, the sorrow, or the resolve vital to genuinely secure it. You sense fulfillment. You feel efficient, yet you stay rooted. You linger in position, exhilarated by visions, while the authentic task remains neglected in shadows. This is exactly why you stagnate. This is why you encounter that vacant hollowness when the alerts fade and quietude descends, because you have swapped your capability for momentary spotlight. But 2026 calls for an alternate strategy from you. If you truly desire alteration, not simply a cosmetic overlay on fading structures, you must command the skill of vanishing. You must welcome the obscured area. You must grasp that the most potent step you ever take is the one unobserved by others. Authentic might does not shout. It does not beg for notice. It functions without fanfare. Reflect on the kernel embedded in soil. Does it proclaim as it fractures? Does the robust oak require spectators as it extends tendrils through chilled ground in complete obscurity? No. It matures quietly. It matures concealed. It establishes deep foundations where no gaze penetrates, so that when gales arrive, and gales will arrive, it endures upright. You are that kernel. Yet you repeatedly excavate yourself to inspect advancement. You continually reveal tender foundations to the glare of communal scrutiny before they anchor. Then you inquire why you decline. You must halt permitting others entry to your foresight before maturation. Not all in your sphere are equipped to grasp the extent of what you aim to construct. When you unveil profound aspirations to narrow viewpoints, they do not envision your capability. They envision their own restrictions echoed. They will counsel prudence. They will caution peril. They will implant hesitation in your terrain because your progression disturbs them. Your advancement highlights their standstill. Thus, they seek to constrain you, not from spite, but because your ascent reveals their decline. Hence, the initial guideline for 2026 is direct yet challenging. Seal your voice. Cease clarifying. Cease validating your journey. Cease striving for comprehension. You own no one rationale for your evolution. You own no one dissection of your origins or trajectory. Those extended nights yours. The pre-dawn risings when fatigue implores slumber yet drive demands action. Yours. The obstacles that humbled you. Yours. When you proceed quietly, you become threatening. You become unforeseeable. Others dread the invisible. They honor the unanticipated. In a setting where all disseminate every notion, the one who safeguards intentions directs the dynamic. Quietude is not vulnerability. Quietude is approach. It is armament. It averts impulsive replies. It averts regrettable statements. Primarily, it compels self-confrontation. And that self-confrontation alarms you, yes? Isolation with your reflections. We saturate existence with clamor, broadcasts, tunes, perpetual browsing, whispers, upheaval, because hush compels mirror encounter. And for numerous, that image is alien or undesired. You have devoted years sculpting a communal image, forsaking the genuine core. You have fled your own scrutiny. But to prevail in 2026, you must cease flight. You must confront that image and affirm, I will mend this. Not for others, for myself. You must foster adequate self-esteem to uphold vows to yourself. How can you depend on yourself to erect grandeur if you cannot depend on arising at the alert? How can you solicit external esteem if you lack self-esteem to eschew temptations, to abandon interruptions, to toil unobserved? You are formed by minor selections in obscurity. The cosmos compensates openly what you nurture secretly. Yet you yearn for open acclaim without secret commitment. You desire accolade without preparation. You desire revival without demise, but you must relinquish the prior self to birth the nascent one. This pertains to reclaiming authority through timeless insight. Epictetus instructed that disturbance stems not from occurrences but from our perceptions. We suffer because we bind joy to externals, views, acceptance, outcomes. Yet the sages knew, soul sovereignty resides over self, perceptions, conduct, character. Envision channeling vigor spent on others' judgments into your own groundwork. Envision regarding vitality as limited reserve. Each involvement in turmoil depletes. Each justification to the ignorant impoverishes. You must preserve focus as precious commodity, because 2026 will query, are you equipped? Not merely yearning, all yearn prosperity, liberty, physique, affection, but equipped to sustain its load. Achievement burdens unprepared structures. Resilience forms via resistance, via discomfort. Eminence necessitates phases of ordeal. You crave ease. You hunt expedience. Yet ease yields hardship. Rigor yields emancipation. Select your hardship. Destitution is arduous. Affluence is arduous. Choose yours. Indiscipline is arduous. Training is arduous. Choose yours. Painful exchanges are arduous. Bitterness is arduous. Choose yours. No course evades struggle. Yet struggle elected in seclusion, the self-command, emancipates. Contemplate photographic evolution. Before splendor manifests, film incubates in gloom, submerged in agents untouched by illumination. Premature revelation ruins the vision. You dwell in that chamber now. Perhaps solitude feels confining. Perhaps you sense interment. Reframe. You are not interred, you are sown. This isolation is not desertion. It is safeguarding. Existence shields you amid maturation. It eradicates interference. It clears spurious ties. It mutes uproar so you finally discern your voice. Do not escape hush. Hush harbors resolutions. As insight declares, the unwise are identified by verbosity, the prudent by restraint. In restraint, you watch. You survey the arena. You detect genuine intents. Perpetual speech obscures. Quietude confers edge. It renders you wisest by amassing intelligence while others divulge. So how do we embody this for 2026? First, forsake tomorrow's illusion. Tomorrow entombs ambitions. January initiation. Monday commencement. No, commence instantly. Delay conditions acceptance of setback. Conditions self-distrust. Become agent of swift action. Pace of fulfillment. Concept emerges. Act quietly on initial stage. No proclamations. No consultations. Advance. Second, welcome uniformity's monotony. We adore cinematic climaxes. Yet reality lacks montage. Reality is dawn resolve in chill obscurity when reluctance prevails. Reality is reiterating mundane acts until compounding yields splendor. Third, foster separation. Not emotional barrenness, but denial to allow externals dictate internals. Offense arrives, you stay steady. Critique lands, you stay steady. You are not marionette. You determine response. You determine relevance. This is paramount liberty. Victors hold visions so vivid nothing diverts. Tunnel sight. No sideways glances at competitors or critics. Forward gaze solely, contesting against capability. Such fixation alters regard. Others query, why so reticent? Why absent from gatherings? Why altered? No reply needed. Merely smile. You comprehend unseen assembly. You comprehend ethereal shift from former existence to regal new domain. Accept antagonist role in their tale to claim protagonist status in yours. Accept limits offending others. Accept refusal without remorse. Accessibility is not value measure. Value resides in safeguarding, not dissemination. Era of diminishment concludes. Era of supplication ends. Construct your own platform, in seclusion while others slumber. A dormant force within has slumbered excessively. Sedated by ease. Sedated by dread. Sedated by herd judgment. Awaken it, not with clamor, but murmur. Mediocrity ends. I accept suffering for desire. You possess identical hours as icons. Distinction lies in concentration. They preserve vitality. Refuse pursuit of serpents to interrogate bites. They mend and advance. Thus, forge covenant with self, covenant of restraint, of concentration. Vanish into calling. Master craft as survival demands. Forge mind, form, essence with intensity mildly alarming. When surrender tempts, and it will, when enthusiasm wanes and resolve alone sustains, recall this instant. Recall chosen warrior path. Chosen lion path, advancing quietly. Their skepticism fuels. Their ridicule ignites. Yet do not incinerate to prove. Construct grander domain. Desired outcomes lie beyond focus portal. Traverse solitary. Abandon baggage. Abandon validation craving. Abandon former self. Sufficient courage to enter? Sufficient courage for hush? Sufficient courage to wager on self against odds? If yes, if hush and concentration discovered, 2026 transcends mere year. It becomes rendezvous with destined self. Commences now, not tomorrow. Now, with resolution. Resolution to mute clamor. Resolution to mirror gaze. Only us. World roars, remain hushed. World scatters, remain centered. World feigns, remain authentic. Advance quietly. Permit triumph to proclaim. Yet endurance in hushed challenges. Ceasing performance renders space vast. In vastness, potential's magnitude confronts. Desperation repels desire. Pursuit distances. Pursuit of triumph, affection, esteem accelerates flight. Butterfly evades grasp. Yet stillness invites landing. Cultivate garden. Cultivate composure. Desired settles voluntarily. Cease pursuit. Cease supplication for unworthy seats. Operate from plenitude, not scarcity. Reach self-acceptance. I approve of myself. Not curated facade. Authentic self, with imperfections. Can you declare, I would share companionship with myself? Without self-approval, enslavement to others' views persists, views from those disliking themselves. Statistic reveals, canine prescription filled 95% likelihood. Human prescription, merely 50%. You prioritize animal welfare over own. Permit spirit starvation daily. Permit visions famine. Ingest toxins physically, mentally. Then question malaise. In 2026, regard self as entrusted charge. Accord self stranger-level courtesy. Part includes shielding vitality from serpents. Serpent strikes, mend wound. Seek aid. Do not pursue serpent. Toxin accelerates. Many pursue serpents. Workplace slight, vent weaks. Digital barb, craft retort. Bond dissolution, monitor remnants. Pursuit kills. In 2026, mend. Advance. Vengeance distracts. Supreme vengeance. Elevation rendering them inconsequential. Consumed by assent, their observation irrelevant. Genuine labor, tedious labor. Culture fixates result, abhors procedure. All crave crown, none dawn drills. All crave virality, none obscurity years. Extra margin separates. Run a ritual, target reached, persist precisely 22 additional seconds. Discomfort threshold breached, mental barrier shattered. 2026 victory resides in margins. Final repetition. Additional minutes confronting void. Limits largely mental constructs. Cease equating vocal dominance with victory. Culture exalts performer. Yet subdued constructors prevail through systems. Charisma ephemeral. Competence enduring. Architect existence. Establish routines rendering triumph inevitable. Preparation equalizes. Enter prepared. Steps ahead. Silence enables perception of unspoken. Yet accept isolation. Reframe as enrichment. Solitude. Self-abundance. Icons leveraged solitude competitively. Scheduled contemplation. Inability to endure brief solitude signals enslavement to stimulation. Liberate. Adopt elevated vista. Overwhelm strikes. Ascend perspective. Problems diminish against cosmic scale. Cognitive separation. Observer of thoughts, not captive. Impression arises. Examine, not endorse. Emotions inform, not command. Destructive feelings stem from flawed judgments. Amend judgment, alter feeling. Setback arrives. Query control. Beyond control, accept. Within control, act. Transformation discomforts surroundings. You've changed. Response, hopefully. Stagnation equals decay. Elevation exposes inertia. Distance may prove necessary. Some bonds utility-based. Absence instructs. Unfought departure reveals valuation. Painful, yet liberating. Boundary, selective portal. 2026, replace locks. Cease justification, childhood remnant. Maturity owes none for ambitions, routines, drive. Refusal complete. Construct unseen routines. Dawn discipline unseen. Acquire knowledge unseen. Spectral evolution. Ego craves recognition. Suppress. Premature disclosure diminishes drive. Contain pressure. Fuel perseverance through weariness. Discipline supersedes motivation. Motivation transient. Discipline directive. Adore consistency's monotony. Compounding yields transformation. Cease consumption. Initiate creation. Claim dawn for self. Territory seized pre-invasion. Salvation self-initiated. Mirror confrontation sole criterion. Evening gaze. Maximum effort today. Or evasion. 2026. Cease evasion. Legacy transcends wealth. Exemplifies possibility. Shatters inherited limitations. Failure inevitable. Yet integral. Professionals rehearse beyond correctness. Resilience. Advance post-impact. Process anguish. Employ as propellant. Amor fati. Embrace destiny. Tragedy harbors advantage. Invincible mindset. Obstacle becomes path. Quiet assurance. Rooted certainty. Roots deepen unseen. Trust chronology. Nature unhurried, yet accomplishes. Bamboo. Years subterranean, then explosive ascent. Your phase. Rooting. Premature exposure fatal. Compound silently. Misunderstanding inevitable. Wean from attention dependence. Invisibility yields substance. 2026. Spectral to diversion, devoted to calling. Dawn clarity, mission known. Evening satisfaction, total exertion. Resilience, embrace fate's forge. Obstacle pathway. Mind untouchable, observant, unreactive. Elevated vista, problems minute, potential boundless. Dichotomy, action focus, remainder release. Emergent shocks, not intentional, but unseen labor. Unseen dawns. Unseen fractures mastered. Unseen depths. Dubbed fortune. You recognize. Hush, concentration, persistence amid ease of surrender. Wager on self against odds. Ultimate vow, restraint vow. Vocalize solely via outcomes. Redirect broadcast energy into construction. Mute lips, expand intellect, commence labor. World clamors, embody calm. World rushes, embody poise. World pretends, embody truth. Concentrate inward. Observe transformation. Observe alignment. Observe destined emergence. Era of declaration concludes. Era of manifestation commences. Prepared.